What a difference 4 years makes. I want to make sure everybody knows my wife, Kathy, who is, Kathy and I met on April 6th, 1974, when we were both freshmen in college, and she has stood by me ever since. Kathy Malloy. My sons, Daniel, Ben, and Sam, thank you very much for the sacrifices you've made. Not up here, but I assume we'll be up here a little later, Nancy Wyman. Could you have a better partner than Nancy Wyman? Nancy, I want you to know that I am so grateful that you've joined this ticket, that you are prepared to be my partner as we begin the process of turning the state of Connecticut around. Nancy, thank you very, very much. You know, the last 6 months has been nothing but incredible. You know, if you remember this, if you remember something today, it is that we made history. Yeah! For the first time. For the first time in Connecticut's history, 4 weeks ago, we announced that we had raised the funds necessary for clean elections in the state of Connecticut, the Citizens Election Program. They said it couldn't be done, and you did it. They also said that with all the candidates, Dan Malloy wouldn't have his voice heard. Well, you can hear it today. I want to say about the Citizens Election Program, I was proud. I was proud to advocate for that program 4 years ago. I was proud to stand with Labor as they went up and down the halls and the aisles of the legislature, making sure that clean elections would be the practice in the state of Connecticut. And I am proud to be here and running as a clean election candidate. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the chairs who endorsed me. I want to thank the 51 Democratic town committees who endorsed me. I want to thank all 1,200 and some number of you who voted for me today. I say thank you to all of you. You're welcome. I will not let you down. We will win this battle. We will elect a Democratic governor for the first time in 24 years. We will begin a new generation of Democratic leadership in the state of Connecticut. You know, I am prepared for this job. I have been in your towns. I've been in some of your homes. I've been in some of those labor halls. We've talked about the issues. And the difference between me and some other candidates is I have the experience necessary to get the job done. When I became mayor of the city of Stamford in 1995, crime was on the rise. People were leaving the community. The education system was thought to be in failure. And in 14 years, what did we do? We turned it around, just like we're going to turn around the state of Connecticut. We lowered crime by 64%, making Stamford one of the 10 safest cities in America for 8 years in a row. We began a universal pre-kindergarten program to make sure that all children had access to education programs and arrived in kindergarten ready to learn. We did other things. We rebuilt our aging school system. We did the sorts of things that need to be done in the state of Connecticut if we are to close that educational achievement gap. That's an urban issue. That's an issue that I'm prepared to work on. We also built more affordable housing on a per capita basis than almost any place in the nation. I was proud to see that ordinance passed and that housing built. You know, we got that done. We got that done because we overcame challenges. And I want to say this to you. In my life, I've overcome challenges as well, personally. When I was born, the youngest of 8 children, I was born with physical and learning disabilities. It took me till 8th grade to get past the physical disabilities. I couldn't button a shirt or tie a shoe until I was in the 5th grade. On the processing side, as the term was then used, I was thought to be disabled, mentally retarded as late as the 4th grade. I did not achieve academic success until high school. And I was lucky that a college took a chance on me. It happens to be the place where I met my wife. Boston College admitted me as the first student with a learning disability to be so admitted. When I went to Boston College, I was still listening to all of my textbooks on recorded books for the blind, and I did that through the first semester of my sophomore year. And I stayed there. And when I graduated magna cum laude. And when I went to law school, I knew what I wanted to be. I took that job in the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office, not Brooklyn, Connecticut, but Brooklyn, New York. And when I took that bar exam in New York and Connecticut and Massachusetts, I took the essay portion orally, and I was the first person in those states to do it who wasn't otherwise blind. I've been overcoming obstacles all my life. I am going to apply that lesson to overcoming the obstacles that have held back Connecticut for 20 years. We must understand as Democrats that change must be made. We must put our economic house in order. We must begin the process of adding jobs. When I was mayor, we added thousands of jobs in the city of Stamford. We're going to add tens of thousands of jobs in the state of Connecticut. We're going to take on electric rates. We're going to take on everything that has caused us to lose so many jobs for so many years. It is not acceptable that of all 50 states, Connecticut ranks dead last for job retention and job growth. That's about to change, and it's going to start in January of this coming year. As we take on reorganization of government, understand this, that a Malloy-Wyman administration will not balance the budget on the backs of those who are most dependent on government. We as Democrats will stand up for our brothers and sisters who need our assistance. That's the difference between a Republican administration and a Democratic administration. That's the difference in a Malloy-Wyman administration. We must elect a Democrat, and we will. I want to say this, that I am so grateful for what you've allowed me to do. I am so grateful for what we've done together. But the journey is not complete. If in fact we must have a primary, and I wish that wasn't the case, because this is our best chance. But if we must, I will rely on all of you in this room to make sure that the Malloy-Wyman team wins this primary if we have to have it. I believe that it is necessary to appeal to independents to win this election. And I believe that Nancy Wyman and Dan Malloy are the best candidates to appeal to those independent voters. We've got to bring them in. We've got to convince them we can get the job done. We've got to appeal to those folks, and this ticket will do it. Finally, let me say this to all of you, that some people say Connecticut's best days are behind it. Some people say that we've got to run government like a business. Some people want to change the generosity which is at the very core of being a Connecticut citizen. And I say, we can do better than that. We can do better than Republican light. We can be strong. We can be united. We can stand for those who need us. We can build jobs. We can build a new Connecticut. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much.
I'm Dan Malloy, and I approve this message.